expert joined us now. Ajay Sahai, DG and CEO, Federation of Indian Export Organization. Ajay, hi. Afternoon and welcome to the show. Ajay, looking at the export and its impact. Now, India's economy is driven by domestic demand traditionally and primarily. But having said that, we do have a limited exposure to the US market in the form of IT, pharma, electronics. Now, using or quoting Mr. Trump that India is a tariff king. Now, I want to understand from you this particular statement and the kind of reading between the lines in terms of characterization of this particular blame on India and the kind of tariffs that been levied.
In fact, if you are looking into the average tariff of India is 15.98%. But if you are looking into the weighted average tariff of India is 4.6%. And this fare very well with some of the Southeast Asian economies also. A weighted tariff is a more clear indicator what tariff is applied for, because we have kept the tariff very high on agriculture product, and which has pushed our simple average tariff. So I think when US is referring to, they should look into the weighted average tariff. And from the weighted average tariff points, we are almost similar to many of the Southeast Asian economies, though we have to protect our large domestic manufacturing as well.
Mr. Ajay Sahai, hi, Ankur this side. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given a very strong statement on this part. He will protect, of course, farmers at any cost. I want to understand what are the preparations which has been made by the exporters till now, because this issue has been continuing for a while now, and we don't know if this is the final rate.
In fact, we definitely go along with what Prime Minister has said. The agriculture and dairy has sensitivity in the country. I think they are basically for the livelihood of the people. Most of the people who are dependent on agriculture and dairy, they are doing it for their own. It's not commercial agriculture or dairy, which is in India, as has been the case in many advanced economies. And therefore, probably these are the red lines for us for the negotiations. So far, the tariff is concerned that 50% tariff will make India almost completely out of the market from the US. Of course, 45% of the product which we are exporting to US in terms of value, like pharma, smartphone, as of now, they are not under the high reciprocal tariff, nor of this 25% penalty tariff. Probably the business will happen there as usual till additional tariffs comes, because on pharma also it's talked about a reciprocal tariff. The balance 55% of export, translating to around 47 to 48 billion dollar, will be severely impacted, because I think neither the industry nor even we approach the government for some help will be able to bridge the gap of around 30 to 35%, because most of my Southeast Asian competitors, they are at 19 and 20%. If my competition is from the Europe, they are at 15%, including MFN. So probably that kind of bridge is difficult to cover. Of course, there are issues with regard to diversification, and probably industry will take a call. But diversification in short term will be extremely challenging. The good thing is that government is carving out the new free trade agreement, which is providing better market access. We will have one with the UK very shortly once the UK Parliament approves it. There are talks about the early harvest with the EU. So in the medium to long term, we may be able to manage. The challenges basically is of the short term, and in exports, a lot of advanced payments have flown. In many cases, industry is ready with the shipment also, but now buyers are backing out because with 50% duty, it will be completely unviable. So I think that's the huge challenge which export sector is facing as of now. But at the same time, we entirely agree with the government that whatever has to be best for the country, that has come first.
Ajay, now taking a leave from the answer that you just gave, definitely short-term impact is going to hit us hard. Now, I also want to understand the major disadvantage that we are at as compared to our neighbor Bangladesh and even the Southeast nation, or Vietnam. We're talking about other nations which are facing lower tariff. Now, if I have to analyze this disadvantage, what does it mean for India, and also mid to long-term strategy? Since you focused on that, since right right now we are completely out of US. Do you think there's a possibility of any bundled deals with the companies working based out of US?
No, I don't think people have talked about the transshipment. I'm not sure any Indian industry will go for transshipment because you are clearly violating your rules. I think industry is very clear that they have to distinguish when they are dealing with US and they are dealing with Mr. Trump. Whatever problem we are facing, I personally feel that it's problem of the short term. Though, of course, this is a very severe problem, but probably in managing our long-term interest in US, even from the exporter side, they would not like to indulge in the kind of transshipment that they ship from here to any other country subject to lower duty, and from there it is transshipped. There are heavy penalties also on such circumventions.
So problem seems short term as per Mr. Sahai. Thank you so much for joining with your views and explaining to our viewers. With this, it's time to